Railway Children is a story about a family who have, through no fault of their own, fallen on hard times because the father has been accused of doing something that he hasn't done and has been sent to prison, and the mother takes the children to the countryside to get away from all the fuss and to protect the children from knowing what's happened to their father.
I was looking for a play that was for both adults and children, and we had a lot of different thoughts about what plays to use, but this uses everybody, if you like. You have a mixture of the youth, our Oast youth group, and the adults, and we could do it in a nice, easy manner. Everybody gets a shot at it.
She's kind of the boss of the family, and she controls the whole play. She changes the scenes, tells people what they've got to do when. She likes to think she's in charge of the other two, even though they kind of somehow manage to do their own thing some of the time.
Do you remember? We were the Railway Children.
We were.
We were.
We were.
Stop it, you two.
Well, we weren't.
Yes, we were.
We were.
No, we weren't.
I'm so sorry about all this. What were we then?
She's the oldest of the three children, so she sort of has to become the adult as the father's gone away, but then she struggles quite a lot with keeping herself being a child, so she's not like ignoring Phil and Peter, but she's having to become an adult and work with her mother and stuff like that.
Why did you ask her?
If you could go on without caring whether the mother was worrying or not, well, I couldn't, so there.
Well, I just don't think we should ask her certain things Mother doesn't tell us.
Well, Peter, he's the only boy child, and he's a bit of a character, really.
He is.
He does what he wants.
Yeah, he's the rebel of the group. Yeah, he's definitely like he's the one, you know, where he's the one that pours the bucket of water on the Kirk, and he's the one that's always messing around, and he's sort of more inquisitive than the other two, I think.
You little, you nasty little idiot! You infect your way, and no strength, your precious father's gone!
I told Mother I felt I had to.
I think he's got a closer relationship with Phil, with his little sister. Like they argue more, but I think that sort of shows that they have a closer relationship. Whereas I think sort of with Bobby, it's more of a competition.
And then there's me.
When I grow up, I'm going to build railways and bridges.
Me.
And ships.
And me.
All over the world.
And me. Phyllis, the youngest.
Well, we're Phyllis, the youngest character out of the three Railway Children. She's sort of she tags along on the end of it, doesn't she?
What's that? Scratching. Scratching?
Oh, it's just rats.
Just rats. Don't listen, Phyllis. Or look.
She likes to be in the middle of attention, and she is always trying to copy Peter and be like Peter, but she doesn't like showing it, but she likes to be the better than Peter.
Yeah, there's a lot of competition between her and Peter, lots of squabbling going on as the two youngest.
We live with our mother. Come along, children, Father will be home soon.
Tell me the story.
After tea, now come on, get ready.
Mother is a very strong character, and I think it's quite interesting to see her. She's obviously come from a very wealthy background, and she has all the niceties in life, and then because of having to flee to Yorkshire, she suddenly has to.
She's very resourceful.
Yes,
I think that
yes.
She's changed the way that she looks at life and realised that they've got to manage on less money and
protecting her children.
Protects her children.
I was never the kind of mother who spent all her time making dull calls on frankly dull ladies, having conversations about dull things. I would rather spend my time with the children, who generally had more interesting things to say.
I know there's the three Railway Children, but I had to have two groups, of course, because of the laws. And we had an interesting time with that, because I also chose to have two mothers because of the same problem, because they needed to relate to the children that they were playing with. it worked out very well.
They're really good. They're really good actors and really committed, and really they interpret the roles, which in general are much younger children than I mean, there are teenagers playing much younger children, and they've embraced that and played it really well.
So what can people expect from their evening?
I think just great enjoyment, just great love of a very, very lovely story, and hopefully get the hankies out, because it is very sad at the end. Not sad, but joyously sad. So you always go out with an uplift. This is an uplifting play at the end, you know, with all the things, it is really uplifting.